Hello and welcome to my channel. This is Lisa with Lisa's Faith and Budget Planning channel. I'm excited to be here today, and I'm excited to be here with you because I have been off for an entire month almost in the month of October. I decided to obey this calling that the Lord laid on my heart to stop filming. I didn't completely stop. I have a second channel. I did my faith channel and it's only a once a week video, but I did have to stop this one because I do about 20 videos a month with this one and it's a lot of work, and I emotionally and physically and mentally did not have the ability this past month to come in and do this because I was taking care of things for my family and things are going well. Still waiting to hear about a lot of things, but I'm just happy to be back, and I think we're in a good place where I can be back. So I didn't want to do a disservice to you and not put out good content while I was struggling with something else. So yeah, and it was nice to take a little bit of a break. So yeah, I'm going to start with the November budget, and my last budget was the Mortgage Monday I did for the month of October. So I did do the mortgage one. You all seem to love Mortgage Monday when I do that once a month, just to see the drastic changes of adding a certain amount of money every month. So look forward to that one in November. Probably, let's see, in November 1st is the Wednesday, but it takes about 5 days for it to come out. So I will probably do my Mortgage Monday on the 13th because it may not have cleared on the 6th. But I might be able to see online what the different numbers are as far as how much interest and drop of the principal payment. So it will be either Monday the 6th or the 13th when I'll do the Mortgage Monday. So look out for that one. And I will also have, after this one, the October results video, which means I will have my week 5 weekly check-in and my Paycheck 3 closeout in one video. I do that as my results video because it ties up everything at the end of the month and lets me start a whole new month the beginning of the next month. So that's how I work my budget. So I'm excited about that. So I have already laid down all my stickers for November. I'll just do a quick flip through. Here's my monthly bill calendar. This is the bill calendar. I like that. I like to come back and check off everything as that happens. That way I can see if there's a bill that didn't get taken out which should have, or see what the problem is, and I can call whatever company that is. I like coming back and checking that. I have my sinking funds taken care of. I know what that's going to start like. This is a page I can pop in and out where a few times this year we've done some vacations, and in November we have another vacation, fall vacation that we're doing very soon. So I'm excited about that. I will tell you more when the time comes, and I'll track what we spent. We are going to have a really good time. I'm excited. I'll tell you more about that another day. But here is November dashboard, and I usually write scripture here, any important events, financial goals, and then here I was tracking how much we were spending in copays for medicine and appointments, and now that I've had a good grasp of that for this past year, I'm not so concerned about it. So I haven't been filling this part out, and that's okay. So I will have to find another use, but it does look cute, and I just lay the sticker down. So we'll see what happens there. Savings tracker. I'll fill that out when the time comes. The numbers aren't quite in yet after the results video. And then I've already got my monthly budget here as far as the fixed expenses and the variable expenses. And this is what we'll be working on today together based on what I have on that calendar. And Paycheck 1, Paycheck 2, I've already kind of laid out what bills are going to happen. I just will do the numbers as we go. I just thought if I filled it all out and I had the time to fill it out one day, it will make it a little bit easier. And then I already know my weekly check-in. It's going to be a 4-week weekly check-in, and I've already got how much I'm budgeted per week and ready to go there. I love these stickers. I love the boldness of these stickers and then the light pastels of these. So I've kind of divided the expense tracking with this color, and then the basically the paycheck to paycheck and monthly and weekly with the other colors. So I got to divide it up a little bit. But this is going to be my expense tracker with grocery, household, restaurants, miscellaneous, gasoline, copay, and unbudgeted. And those are the same stickers I use every month, color coded. And I will put it out here. And then I will also, you don't see it as often, but these were too cute not to show. Oh my gosh. Look at that. These little coffee cups and hot chocolates or whatever they are. That is just so cute. I love it. So I loved doing these spending trackers, my date, my amount, my description, how much I owe my credit card, and the available credit. This is what keeps me accountable on what I'm spending and where the money's going and how much I owe the credit card weekly when I do my weekly check-ins. So this is a transaction log for that. Back to the monthly budget. The only thing different that I'm doing this month that I didn't do in previous months because I had regular appointments was Dr. Odell, which is our chiropractor. And then we started going to Kairos Christian counseling for our marriage and enrichment and stuff like that to help keep us going on the right path. And it's a positive thing. It's not something we're in crisis or something. Like most people would assume people go for Christian counseling. We do it because it's great, healthy maintenance in a relationship. And sometimes you need some outside help for that. So we decided not to put it on the bill calendar because the appointments, like this past month, we didn't go to Doc Odell at all. Next month, I'm not sure what days we are going to go. And the Christian counselor, that's going to vary as well on how often we see him. So that is that. You're not going to see that on here. I will add it on the paycheck to paycheck. Let's see if I can find one. There we go. I will add it here to the variable once I know, unless I have an appointment already made, and then I can add it to the expenses when the fixed expenses once I know if we're going to have an appointment and those things taken care of. Then I'll add it to the budget. But for right now, I just want to know how much income are we going to probably have come in, how much expenses are going to go out, and that's the bills as well as spending categories. So I take all that information and make sure I have enough money for the entire month that covers everything, and then that lets me know if there's savings left over and what I could potentially save in our money market account. We put any extra money in our money market account for any emergencies, vacations, or whatever our goals are for our income and where we want it to go. That's what we do. So yeah, I'm excited to get into this and get started. We have the normal military retirement, VA disability, rent, 2 salary checks that we always have every month. So that hasn't changed. Nothing there has changed. Paydays on the 1st, the 3rd, the 17th. So that's how the paydays fell. So here's the weird thing. Because the 1st and the 3rd are so close together, when I do paycheck 1, it's only going to include these things pretty much. And then I'll have paycheck 2 right here, and everything from the 3rd to the 16th will be paycheck 2, and paycheck 3 will be everything from the 17th through the 23rd. And then, or the 30th. So that's going to be 2 full weeks. 1, 2, yeah. And this is going to be 1, 2. Yeah, so 2 full weeks and then 2 full weeks. So when I do my paycheck videos, they're going to happen very quickly, 2 back to back. I'll do paycheck 1 and then pretty much the next day close out paycheck 1 and then set up paycheck 2. I don't know if I'm going to make that one whole video or how I'm going to do that yet, but we'll see. We'll see what happens, because what really changes a paycheck to paycheck is the spending, and it depends on if I'm going to do large spending like stock up on groceries and stuff like that. So yeah, that's what to look forward in the November budget. Now let's move on to the actual numbers of the budget. Now I've already got the income written down because I hate flipping back and forth, and I finally got my master notes list off to the side so I can write these down. Most of them I have memorized, but not all of them, and that's okay. So there's that. As you might be able to notice, this thing is getting very thick. Like, oh my gosh, look at that. It doesn't want to close. And so it's harder to write, and all the stickers. So if you get a monthly planner by Erin Condren like this one is, get one with extra notes pages you can take out the back so you can thin it out some. I've taken out the cardboard folder in the back or the pocket in the back. I've taken out the stickers. I've taken out anything extra I'm not using. I have taken out, and there's just no room for all these stickers and this planner. Plus I add 2 pages per budget because there are 8 pages after the monthly, and I need 12. So just to have everything in one place. So next year's planner, I don't know how many stickers I'll be using, and I will not be buying more stickers as much as I love Sara Marie stickers, and I'll be using up what I have. I will not be buying more, and I'll be printing and cutting my own stickers next year, just because there may be a change where I won't be able to afford that many stickers, and it's a luxury, not a necessity. So there you go. And that's okay. I'm happy I got to support her small business and do it for this year, and I hope I can do it in the future and get more, but we'll have to wait and see. But I'm planning on doing my own stickers. So let's go ahead and get my calculator here. And we're going to go ahead and look at what income is coming in. Again, I already mentioned we have military retirement, VA disability, rent. This also says dividends. We have a credit union, and that puts a little bit of dividends in our checking account. 2 pennies a month at the most is all we've ever gotten. So I like to account for those 2 pennies, so I just add it here to my son's rent, and it works fine instead of wasting a whole line for it. And then 2 salary checks, those also adjust by a penny. It could be 36, it could be 35. As the year progresses towards the end of the year, that does change to compensate for taxes and stuff like that with the company. And then other, I never count other because I don't expect anything, but if there's a refund or if there's something, a gift or whatever, you can count as income. A lot of times if I transfer cash from my savings account to put it in my checking account, I will put that here. Now the budget, and this is my checking account. This directly reflects the account balance in our checking account. So if money comes from other accounts, I need to add it in here and make it so I can make sure I have the correct balance. And I've done that when there's a large purchase for some reason, and I transferred funds into the checking account, then I would just account for it here. Now, this monthly budget I use as just a starter for my month. I rely on my paycheck to paycheck to be able to be fluid with my budget throughout the month. This is a little too rigid for me. The only information I really want to know is how much income is coming in and how much expected expenses are going out. That's it. I can run an actual and make it work, but it's easier when you do it paycheck to paycheck as the income comes in throughout the month. Then it could be a little more flexible, and you can change those as they happen throughout the paycheck period. That is why I do all of 3 kinds of budgeting: monthly budget to start with, paycheck to paycheck budget, and the weekly check-in. Now, the weekly check-in is mostly just for the spending and paying off my credit card every week, and keep that at a 0 balance. That way I pay no interest. And I do have a rewards card, which means I can bring cash that in for actual cash. And I do that once a year. We're about to do that this year. And just to help out with like vacation and stuff like that. And when they pay you cash, it's nice. When you have to pay them cash, it's not as nice. So there you go. So here we go. Let's total up these numbers. Military retirement, $1,759.30, plus a VA disability, $2,353.39. $774 is my son's rent, $2,552.36 for one salary check, and $2,552.36 for a second salary check that will happen this month. So our average monthly is always $9,991.41, which is a lot of money. But inflation makes it feel like it's not a lot of money lately, just to keep things going. We are planning a future where we are going to reduce this, where the salary checks would probably get cut in half maybe. We're just not sure what direction we're going yet, and for a job that my husband really, really wants. So we're in a good place where we can do that. It just means less savings and makes things a little harder, but with the government checks that we always get the first of the month, that helps compensate for that. So yeah, I am excited. So our first expense in our fixed expenses is the mortgage. Now the number I give you is the mortgage plus $550, which is a principal only payment to the mortgage, which is helping us pay our mortgage off faster and in half the time. So it's a 30-year mortgage that's going to be paid off in 15 years. By that point, we'll be 65, and we don't want a mortgage at that point. So we're trying to really be careful of getting this paid down and taking care of that part of our future and not have to worry about a mortgage. So it's $2,450.17. Roth IRA, it happens 3 times this month, and what that is a savings account, and that savings account is our money market account where I save up the money for the next year's contribution for the Roth IRA. So it has all year to sit and be used to take care of the ups and downs of the stock market and hopefully provide an income for the future. So I don't follow it closely. Right now it's down, but I know it's going to go back up again, so I just have to wait it out, and this is for many years from now, so I'm not worried about that. So I do $171 per paycheck period times 3 this month, so it's $513. And then I put these little check boxes here because if I wrote everything individually, I would not have enough room. There we go, $513.00. Spectrum is $166.24. I did have that lowered, and that worked out well for me. And then I have to kind of total up a lot of subscriptions here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see. We have Amazon Music, which is $10.59. My husband still wants to keep paying on that. He uses it. It's what he wants. I'm fine with that. $6.99 is Paramount Plus. We've had that for many years, and we use that. The next thing I have, no, that's out there. HP Instant Ink is $6.35. And the next thing I have is Discovery Plus. That went up $1, $8.99. Apple.com went for storage, is still $2.99. And I think that's it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so $35.91. I am noticing a lot of subscriptions are going up in price. I was very disappointed in Disney Plus. I paid the annual subscription, and it was $69.99 the first year, $79.99 the second year I had it. I don't know if that was 2 years I had it that price, and then what I thought was going to be $79.99 again this year, it actually jumped up $60 more. That was $139.99. Now this is for the entire year you pay up front. Usually it's a few dollars cheaper to do it that way, and that's why I use it as a sinking fund. And I'm like, okay, it's one thing to bump it up $10. It's another thing to bump it up $60 for the year. So I was just like, nope, I'm not going to renew it. I caught it before it got charged. Thankfully, they emailed a month in advance. And so on my, where's it at? There we go. On my sinking funds here, I took out Disney Plus. I also took out ESPN Plus, which we saved up all year. And then when there was this difficulty getting sports and all that stuff with Disney and Spectrum and stuff like that, and having ESPN but not being able to get a lot of the college games my husband wanted to watch, we were just like, you know what, we're just not even going to worry about it. We're just not going to worry about it. So there you go. So yeah, subscriptions are changing their prices. They're going up $1 or $2, or they're going up several dollars depending on what they are. So we canceled a few annual subscriptions. We did not cancel the $1, $2 changes here, just because there are things that we are willing to spend the money on because of how much they are consumed. And that's what you have to decide. Are you consuming enough? And Disney Plus, we only watch certain shows, and then we don't watch it as much throughout the year. So this could be something that I can turn on and do the little monthly thing for a few months and then turn it right back off, the way they have it set up. Unless they come up with another system, I have no idea. So anyways, that's that. So we tithe our military retirement with God's Pantry, which is is it 78? No, it's $87. And then PHC, Pregnancy Help Center here. They do ultrasounds and amazing things. They give clothing and things needed for new moms and all that stuff. So I love helping those women. So that's $175 right there. And then we also give to Greater Europe Missions for missionaries. That is a donation from, or a tithe from our VA disability, and that is $256.75. We love the people that we support, and they're amazing, and their mission is amazing. I absolutely adore them, and you know, this is something God laid on our heart to do, so that's why we have so many different tithing. Then we have so that's 3, and we have the 2 tithing to our church from the salary check. So each thing's tithed a little bit different. We do not tithe the rent or dividends because that money goes directly to paying utilities, groceries, water, electric, and all that stuff, and the mortgage. And that is my son's portion of what he needs to pay. So that's how we take care of that. So we're not making any money off of this at all. And then we have 256. Oh, I did it wrong. 87 plus 88 plus 256.75 plus 256 per salary check. And 256. There we go. And that goes to our church and our church's missions fund. So there's that. It's $943.75. And we believe in giving. Obviously, you could tell it's probably close to 10% of what we actually earn. And that's where we get our numbers from, if you're curious. Let's see. YouTube is a new subscription. And so here's an interesting thing. My son came to me. He's autistic. Both my sons are autistic, but they're adults. And he was getting very upset with, like everybody does, with political ads. But in his confusion on what they were doing and saying, he's such a sweetheart. He just could not, he got too overwhelmed and could not comprehend what they were trying to do. And he watches YouTube more than anything else. And these ads were popping up on YouTube. And I mean, we had to sit and have a talk after church one day because something that was said in the sermon triggered this conversation, and he was getting misinformation and it was getting a little scary, and he was so uncomfortable by it. I said, you know what, we'll take care of this. And I went home, and this is a non-negotiable now, and we got YouTube Premium, so no ads will show up or no commercials will show up in the videos that he watches, and you can get up to 5 people. It's a family plan thing, and so we just got the family thing because we all have our own accounts, and I actually have been enjoying it without the commercials. But this is something important to our family, so we went ahead and got YouTube Premium. And that, I'm assuming it's $22.99. That's what it says. Haven't got charged first yet. That was a month ago, and we're getting ready to get charged. There might be tax included that I'm not aware of yet until they bill us. And if that's the case, I'll make an adjustment later. That's why I use erasable pens, and it works out just fine. Geico, car insurance, $173.87. AT&T, $282.82. This is our cell phone plus 2 cell phones that we have leases on. Normally I would pay off the lease, but it would cost more to pay it off than it would just to let it run the 36 months or 32 months that it's whatever it was we signed up for. And that's fine. Life insurance. Oh no, that's not the next thing. Visa Go card. This is my husband's personal money. Mine comes out of the miscellaneous category, but his I give directly, and he puts it on a prepaid card, and that's $200. Sinking funds. I'm looking at my notes here. There we go. $397. This went down. Used to be over $400, but like I said, I took those 2 subscriptions out, and I brought it down to $397.70. And then life insurance. Now I'm at the life insurance. $87.56. That's for our whole family. Discovery Plus. Oh no, that's part of the subscription. Apple.com is that. This is my husband's subscription. $39.17. And then Vivint is our home security system. $65.82. Now, that is our typical fixed expenses. These don't change. Occasionally they do. That's why we have an erasable pen, and I can change the total and change that one thing that might have changed. And that works out just fine. Over here is the variable. We know it's going to be variable. I put $50 as our water. Now, the past couple months we haven't had to pay water. They charged us $75 and then didn't charge us. So I don't know what happened there. But this month I should get a charge because there's only a $10 credit left on the water bill, and they should charge us something. So I'm just going to budget $50, which is what the average was when we first moved in. Our electric averages $150 a month. Our heat and AC are electric, so there's that. So I'm going to put $140 for both Chiro Christian Counseling and Dr. Odell. That should be 2. That covers 2 sessions for each, because they're $70 a piece when we go. So that's $140 for 2. And if we don't use them, this is why I put it under variable. Then I can make the adjustment less, and the money will just stay in the checking account. Not a problem there. And I typically pay these with the credit card, so it works out. Now we need to get into the grocery household. So it's November, it's Thanksgiving. You need to think about, are you going to have dinner parties? What is your groceries going to look like? Have you been shopping the sales? Are you providing food for the church? Are you providing food for an event, a friend's house, a family dinner, or just you and your family alone? What are you planning for the holidays? So it's a good time to really plan and think out what you need and how you can take care of your needs during that time, and how to adjust your budget for it. So if you have wiggle room in your budget, you may want to increase your groceries or your grocery household to compensate for any extra spending that you might need. I'm just going to keep mine at $1,600. We don't have anybody coming or going. We might visit my father-in-law, or we might visit my husband's Aunt Kathy or something like that. But other than that, I don't see us going anywhere over November. And then restaurants, I brought it down to 500. I'm hoping to kind of slow that down, but I don't know. Well, the first week of November, first 2 weeks, some of that will go to vacation, any eating out that we do, because it would be during the time we're out of town for vacation. So we'll see about that. And then miscellaneous is also 500. I don't expect to spend a whole lot. If I am spending for Christmas or buying things ahead, I do have a sinking fund for Christmas, and that'll be paid with that savings account. So that works. Gasoline, I put $300 here. Again, if I am traveling, that will come out of vacation, not the budget. And then copay, I do $100 for like doctor's appointments or medications and stuff like that. So unbudgeted is always zero. Don't plan for that. But if I do want to use the buffer of the checking account, any extra money that we have, I use it here in the unbudgeted area. If there's a bill I forgot or something we add to the budget, then I would write it in down here or over here. There's one line over here and there's 3 lines over here. So hopefully that works out. Now I'm going to total these 2 columns, and then I'm going to fill in the potential savings after I take the estimated income minus the estimated fixed expenses and the estimated variable expenses. And then we should have our potential savings for the month, and we can use that as a guide and a goal to take care of November budget and November savings. So there we go. So I'm going to go ahead and total all this up, and I'll be right back.
As a young girl, it feels we're mine. We played hide and seek for hours, raised our shadows among the pines. So offshore, playful and free, without a care in the world.
Okay, I'm back. I have my numbers. It's interesting that this is an even number column. It's like ended in 0, 0, and no change at all. And then this one has, no change at all. So I find that fascinating how that turned out. So anyways, we're going to take the $9,991.41 that we expect to have coming in the month of November. We're going to subtract the $5,379 and subtract the $3,480 and see what we come up with. So we are averaging, and this sounds about right, $1,132.41. I know I've had a past struggle in deciding whether to keep one of the bills, which was $570. So I'm going to subtract that out, $570. So that leaves about $562, which has kind of been the average. Where my son, my oldest son, is partly on TRICARE and partly on Medicaid, and he gets SSI, which is how we get our rent. Because he's aging out of the insurance and we're struggling to be able to afford it, and we know changes are coming soon, we won't be able to afford it. We're going to hopefully get TRICARE dropped before the new month in November. We were going to wait till December, but I think it's time, and I know when January comes around, that price $570 is going to go up again for the amount that we're paying for his medical, and his Medicaid should be covering everything that he needs currently, so that shouldn't be an issue. I was just as scared to take the safety net of TRICARE away. I don't know why. I really was. And so, that bill is not in here anymore, and we've added a few in, taken some out. So if we have that bill, this is what our potential savings would be. But since we're hoping not to have that bill, this is going to be our potential savings, which is $1,132.41. And that is our November monthly budget. I will go through the month and actually put in the actuals. It gets messy because things do change, and they need to be more fluid and able to adjust as you go through the month, when things change, when things are bills are taken away or stopped, or bills are added on, or expenses, whatever the situation may be. But that is my monthly budget. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. And I'm excited to have you all here with me, and I'm excited to be back. And if you have any questions or comments, put them in the comment section below. And I will see you guys next time. I hope you have an amazing and blessed day. Bye.
Rich little girl, daydreamer, kidnap me, take me back, all the way back to them days.